Welcome to our channel, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for your continued support. The events that took place on Jamhuri Day shocked many because the whole country rejected William Ruto. Beginning from Nairobi in Uhuru Gardens, where Ruto failed that venue with school children, and we could see because the people took videos of just how empty that place was. And we are reliably informed that many were ferried, their people were given money to go to that venue. It is their money, it's not bad to take that money. But as William Ruto was being rejected, and especially in Mount Kenya, when you look at Embu, Nyandarua, Nyeri, all those countries followed suit. They never ever wanted to do anything, associate themselves with anything to do with William Samuel Ruto. They walked away, abandoning the county commissioners who had the president's speech. But I've been wondering, where is Rigathi Gachagua? Where was he and where is he? Because you all know that a few days ago, or a few weeks ago, there was this attempt of a smear campaign to associate Rigathi Gachagua with violence when he went for a funeral event in Limuru, and goons were unleashed on him. And so what he has been doing is that whenever there is an event or a gathering, his close allies would call him, then he would speak, they would be allowed to speak, and he speaks to either congregation, a crowd in such events. But on Jamhuri Day, I thought we would even see where he was. He would even post where he was, but he didn't. And as I wonder what might have happened to him, I listened to this clip from Dorcas, the former second lady, explaining that they are good. Nothing has changed ever since she got what I may call a demotion from a second lady to continue with her role as a pastor. And I want us to listen to her before we delve into exactly where Rigathi was and how he was following William Ruto's events. And instead, kindly watch Dorcas.
Everyone is just thinking about Pastor Dorcas and the husband, His Excellency Rigathi Gachagua, and I can tell you we are in a good place. God will lift and God may bring down. When he takes you up, you give thanks. When he takes you to another place, you give thanks. You know, many people have been wondering, and I keep telling them, I was a pastor before, I was a pastor then, and I praised God there, served God there, and I'm pastor now. And I celebrate God, and you must celebrate God with me. God, I testify of his goodness. From the ghettos of Thika, Kiandutu, to the second lady of the Republic of Kenya, and now standing here as a pastor, the Princess of Heaven.
Having listened to this, ladies and gentlemen, we want to answer the question, where was Rigathi Gachagua? As we delve into this, allow me to request you to subscribe to our channel and click the notification bell. Kindly like this video. When you like the video, you really help the video grow and even the channel grows. Because of that, we thank you. Kindly share our videos and thank you for your continued support. Ladies and gentlemen, did Rigathi Gachagua post anything on that day? This is exactly what Rigathi Gachagua posted. Happy Jamhuri Day, patriotic Kenyans. That, nothing less, nothing more. On 12th of December, Happy Jamhuri Day, patriotic Kenyans. One would think that he would even say there is nothing to celebrate, we've made a milestone. No. Happy Jamhuri Day, patriotic Kenyans. And I've followed very closely, and he has not updated us on anything to do with that day where he was, giving us a conclusion that he was at home. Because if he had traveled anywhere, we are in a digital world. TikTokers, YouTubers, mainstream media, social media would have captured him. But it seems that GACHAGUA deliberately chose to stay at home. Why? He knew he would be associated with the heckling and with the humiliation that William Ruto received on that day. So he decided to keep cool, just be quiet at home. And I'm sure he was watching from his screen, tuning, and I know he had people on the ground. And what are some of the things that happened when Rigathi Gachagua was away or when he was quiet? Number one, William Ruto was humiliated because nationwide, all over the country and Mount Kenya, they boycotted his event. They left stranded county commissioners. In Embu, they were saying, tuko kazi, we are not going to attend that event. In Nyandarua, they left the county commissioner. In Nyeri, the same, Kirinyaga, and all that. And that humiliation, I believe Gachagua was watching very closely. And why is it important? It is important to Gachagua and very significant to William Ruto, and even more so Kithure Kindiki, because when Rigathi Gachagua was shamefully removed from his office after the manipulation of the National Assembly, the Senate, and the court, William Ruto thought that it would be business as usual, and he thought that by trying to disintegrate Mount Kenya into two, Mount Kenya East and Mount Kenya West, that Kithure Kindiki would have an opportunity of being celebrated in Mount Kenya East, that is Embu, Meru, the Tharaka and Nithi and all that. But things have backfired because William Ruto saw the reception that Rigathi got during a consecration of one of the bishops. And then he saw how in Meru, Cecil Mbarire was booed by boda operators. And then on that very day, on Jamhuri, he saw how people, including Embu, Meru, all that, they rejected his speech. Meaning that every plan that he had after the impeachment of Rigathi Gachagua is not working, has backfired. He regrets. That is number one. Number two, William Ruto rushed to Ichaweri, begging Uhuru Kenyatta. Begging Uhuru Kenyatta. And you are asking, how do you know he was begging? It is reported that before he arrived, a day before he arrived in Gatundu, he donated some goat to Uhuru Kenyatta. A token of appreciation. I know in the African culture it is very normal to do that when elders meet, but William Ruto is a young man. He's not an elder now, he's just a dynasty. Now he's no longer a hustler. But we know from where we sit that he was doing this because he's still being wanted to be the orchestrator or the mastermind of the ship that was taken, because his main people, Rigathi then, Kimani Ichungwa then, Ndindi Nyoro then, want Uhuru Kenyatta that if he was going to continue financing demonstrations in the country, then they were also going to deal with him. And that happened. So I know with that guilt, he gave him some goats, maybe to compensate the sheep. So I believe he was begging. So Rigathi Gachagua watched that apart from the rejection that he received, he went to Ishaweri. And then Rigathi watched as the country questioned Uhuru Kenyatta. What exactly did you discuss? And Uhuru was saying, we discussed about matters that are becoming a burden to Kenyans, heavy taxation. Not only that, Rigathi Gachagua watched where he was seated as Mount Kenya made a declaration that we are not boarding. If at all you are going to pick Uhuru Kenyatta to try and bring him here to convince us, to persuade us to board with William Ruto after impeaching Gachagua, we are not boarding. So Rigathi Gachagua watched that. And then a day after that meeting, we had foreign diplomats, UK High Commissioner and a representative of the US embassy in Kenya, went to Ishaweri. We believe they were trying to coerce or convince Uhuru Kenyatta to support William Ruto. Rigathi Gachagua watched all this very quietly, not saying anything, not moving, and we believe he was in his house, in his home in Nyeri, and things are working for him. You know, our position has been one. It was supposed to be the Dereva and the Makanga. And the reason why we are standing with Makanga is because we sanitized a Dereva who is equally dirty. We are not saying that Makanga was perfect. No. There are several traits that we didn't like about Makanga. But the same traits are shared by the Dereva. And that's why we continue to stand with Makanga, because alionewa. That is the truth. All the things that were said about him, we've seen the other partners doing it. The other partners are now fighting, oh, we want the interior to be ours. Is that not tribalism? Is that not shareholding? Because the other partners are now saying we have stabilized the government. Is that not shareholding? Because they're saying we have shares because we removed Rigathi Gachagua, so we have shares. We have shares because we killed the Gen Z's protest. So there was no need accusing Rigathi Gachagua of all this. That's what I'm saying, that Rigathi watched very carefully, quietly, as Ruto was being humiliated, because all the efforts backfire. Kenyans are saying no. Songs are being composed. Ruto ni mwizi, Raila ni msaliti. It backfired. And Gen Zs are saying, tuchukue kura. Come 2027, we will decide what this is. Because we have Okia Mutata there, Kalonzo, Matiang'i, and the rest.